Yeah.
You know, I'm curious about when you were in specifically with like, and you with Dale and Bailey, and you were also just tangentially involved with fitness, and you were involved with bodybuilding hardcore. So there's the things people know about, and there's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Like, I'm curious about the stuff behind the scenes. Like, is there a dark underbelly to the fitness industry? Or,
absolutely.
You know, is it like, because I see mixed things. Like, I see people getting along, and I see the strongmen. I see, you know, and they're all palling around. But I know there's stuff that doesn't go so well.
The easiest way I describe it is it's the most egotistical sport in the world. Activity.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's a sport, but everyone is so focused on what they look like or how many followers. Like, social media has really kind of screwed up, I think, the whole sport because the legitimacy is gone. Like, before, you were a badass if you were in Flex Magazine or Muscular Development. You didn't know who the hell these other guys were. So if you wanted advice, you wanted to talk to the dude in the magazine or their coach or something. And now it's like, oh, this chick that's got her ass all over the internet's got 1 million followers. What makes her able to train you or give you advice, right? Because someone's probably coaching her. Mm-hmm. So, and it's the same way.
Or they're all photoshopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a lot of them.
Yeah. But, I mean, when we were like with Rob and Dana, the tension was crazy. Like, because they were the shit. Like, I mean, you can't take it away from them. Rob did an amazing job of putting them in the right place. Yeah. You know, and Dana was the first, like, he was the first one doing video logs, really. You know what I mean? That got traction. So, and that's where I think it all came from. But it was like, you were always treading on like thin ice of like, don't you dare use any of my attention for your benefit kind of shit. And whatever. I mean, he knows that. Like, it's not a fucking secret, but it's like, you know, she wasn't allowed to do certain things because it could potentially compete with Dana and shit like that. And, you know, I've tried to like forgive some things of like just being young, right? And you don't really know how to handle what's going on. But I'm like, man, you know, whatever. They did their deal. We did ours. So granted, they're sitting on millions and, you know, whatever. But there's definitely, I mean, she can go way deeper into it than me, but there's like a whole subculture under it. Like, everyone wants to be cool online, but then it's like, man, fuck that guy with like jealousy or, you know, just bagging on people nonstop. That's the one thing I don't like is like,
it's very two-faced. Yeah. Very. And that's what it is. You're never going to change it because you can put out there what you want. And unless you know the people or you're around them, everybody goes, oh yeah, couple goals. And, you know,
they don't sleep in the same room. They don't talk. Like, and that's a lot of people. That's, you know, just not even everyone I've been around. It's like everyone wants to portray this like glorious fucking deal, and it's like, hell, we've had massive problems because of the fitness industry, and I'm not afraid to say it. You know, it's the fucking truth. It's toxic as hell, and if you really don't have your head screwed on,
it's easy to get caught up in it.
You like, I don't get it. I said it's worse than the fucking porn industry, man. Like, you just get drawn in, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the right thing, and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? Like, way worse than her coming down the escalator.
Yeah, there's no boundaries. And like you said, because it's a very egotistical sport, you have a bunch of people that are used to having no clothes on and somebody critique their body. When you're dieted down and you have muscles, it looks good. You know, there's no boundary. There's nothing. I mean, because that's you put it all out there anyway. So that's what they do in their real life. It doesn't stay on the stage. It crosses over to the gym. It crosses over with how they are with people. My personal experience here, nobody respects anybody's personal boundaries or spaces. Especially females. I think they're the worst. Oh
Are
yeah.
you talking like sexual assault type stuff?
No,
It's like-
just
There's like no respect for
flirting, no respect for anything. Like, yeah, because I have my boobs and my ass out all the time anyway. Like, I'm gonna stick them in your face. I don't care, because I get attention, and because it's then becomes, now my ego is being stroked because I need that. And I think a lot of people that are on the stage want their ego stroked. It feels good. We're like, oh, okay, well, this is what I do, and I get people to notice me, and I get likes that way. So it's gonna cross into that in the gym, and I'm gonna bend over in front of you, doing RDLs, and I'm gonna have the shortest shorts that I want, or a low cut top, and my boobs are going to be in your face, and there's not a boundary.
It's weird. Like, even besides that, just like the touchy feely aspect, like, it's fucking mind blowing. Like, if you step back and look at it outside of it, right? You might say, and I mean, it could happen with her too, right? Like, say she sees a dude at a bodybuilding show 3 times, right? The 4th time, he might come up and give her a big hug and be like, oh my God, how you doing? Like, I haven't seen you since the last one. And it's like, fuck, I don't even know you, right? But you just kind of will cruise along with it because it's just the boundaries thing, right? Like, and it's, chicks have done it to me, and I'm like, she'd be like, who the hell is that? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Like, I've met a lot of people. I don't know who she is. But it's just like.
And they think they're all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, not everyone is that way. But if the problem is, like, if anything's going on in a relationship, like, if there's any sort of unhappiness or anything, it's a fucking recipe for disaster. Like, because you can get your fucking ego stroked in 2 seconds if you want. Post one half-naked selfie, and guess what? You're going to get fucking Instagram messages. It's just like that. That's why I said the internet has really killed, to me, the like foundation of bodybuilding and the like being a beneficial place. Yeah. It's kind of made it so toxic that there's time, like right now, like I could give 2 shits about going to the gym because I'm just like, ugh. I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. And like, I don't train at Elite anymore, and it's cool because no one fucking bothers me where I go now, and it's like just a different little world. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can tolerate this, but I'm still just like, walk in there and I'm like, ugh, like the gym. I've been doing this for 25 years, and it's like 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's a long time. Yeah, I don't know. It's the yeah. Everyone's like, oh my God, these people are so healthy, right? Like that's the other thing, and it's like people battling binge eating or drug addicts, like flat ass like. These dudes eating fucking Xanax like Tic Tacs and, eating fucking ecstasy on the weekends because, I can get away with it. I'm not going to have any, it's just going to dry me out. I'm going to look better. Like, have you checked your blood work lately? Like, like, and it's not like I'm a picture of health. Like, I always say I'm built like a corn-fed honky. Like, I'm like high cholesterol and blood pressure. Like, those are my enemies. And it's like, I got to do a lot of work. Like I've competed. I will
say though, I think now though there's a push for more health conscious, and I see that with the coaches and some of the bigger coaches. Like, let's look at your blood work. Let's see what's going on inside because, let's face it, some of these guys that are on the Olympia stage, we all know they're not natural. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So let's look at blood work. Let's see what's going on. It's like, it's not a secret. Like they're talking about it, and they're talking about it more in depth on going, what is this, what's going on with the body? As certainly with females, I think back in the day, it was very easy to be like, because it was not talked about. Nobody really was hush hush.
Voodoo.
And you had these girls doing stuff that they had no idea what it was, or what it was doing to their body, or what was going on even with their blood work and stuff. So I will say that on that end, but I mean, it's still not, I mean, you're creating obsession, a very, very OCD personality, because you have to be. I mean, and being a mother and competing, it's very like, I know every 3 hours, this is what I'm eating. period, the end. That's what it is. You can do what you want, but this is what I have to eat. So a lot of times it's, and thankfully Aiden he cooks his own stuff. He was like, this is what I want, and I do cook, but when I was in prep, no, because I'm not cooking.
That kid
figure it out.
Literally been making his own food since he was like 8.
Yeah.
And not because we wouldn't do it for him. He's like, oh no, I got it.
Yeah.
The first couple times watching him fire up the stove, I'm going,
and burn the house down. No, he's
shit.
good, but
No.
yeah, you have to be very regimented, and that's the people in that world, which I think makes it even a little bit more toxic, is because everybody knows how it is. This is what it is. This is what I have to do. And so everybody's kind of in that circle. So when you're all in that circle together, it gets muddy.
yeah.
It gets very muddy with people. And again, there's no boundaries. We stand back there completely naked, getting spray tanned, and it's like,
yeah.
it is what it is.
It's not like you need to, the chick in the gym, you don't need to have her take her clothes off to see what she's working with because she's already posted on Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, where are those boundaries? Yeah. Like, same with dudes, right? Like, oh, I'm going to post in my underwear and all these chicks are going to love it. And it's just breeds that like attention thriving, mental state.
I always go back and forth on the mental health discussions and because it's gotten super overblown. But do you think any of that's playing in bodybuilding as far as helping those guys and helping the athletes to think about themselves a little bit differently in a good way?
So, how will I say this? I guess I'll throw myself under the bus, I guess.
I don't know what you're going to say.
I'll keep it PC. No, it's like for me, right? Like, if you really look at like how I grew up and different stuff, like, hell, I'll go to see a therapist. I don't care. Like, I'll admit it. And he's like, well, you see kind of what your problem is like your parents didn't do X, Y, Z and this and that for you. So now as you're older, one of these dumb fitness bimbos starts giving you X, Y, Z, and maybe you and your old lady are fighting or not getting along. See where the problem comes in? And I'm like, all of a sudden one day I was like, holy shit, everything. Like, wait, my actions are driven. So it's like, if you could figure out how to get ahead of that, it would be okay, right? But like the problem is you wait and you don't realize it because you're caught up like, I'm just getting my fucking ego stroked, and then all of a sudden, too late. So it's like the mental health side, I think it's fucking terrible for you, the sport. Now, granted, not everyone is in that state. Like, if you think of people doing a big transformation, losing a bunch of weight, hell yeah, good for you. I was 300-something pounds when I got into the gym, and I come down to like 220, and I stayed there for a long time. And that's how it got started. But as soon as I competed, man, it was like, let's flip the fucking big breaker. And now everything just like morphs because, I'm getting attention. So it's like to control that and shut it down. It's fucking tough because, I don't even follow a single female on Instagram besides her anymore. Oh, and my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just not, like, for what? Yeah. Like, I think that's the biggest problem is like people get so caught up they lose what they're actually living, and they're worried about what fucking Instagram.
We trade Facebook. One mental issue with another.
Yeah.
Kind of. And Kevin said it in one of his Instagrams a little while ago when he was talking about and he was referencing a former competitor that was basically now bashing kind of how competitors eat. And he was like, listen, nobody has ever said that this was healthy. Yeah. People come to me and they go, get me shredded so I can get on stage. And he goes, it's not healthy. We're peeling you down to basically nothing. And nobody ever said this is the best thing that you could do in your entire life. But if that's what you want to do, we're going to get you there. So no, is it a lifestyle for everyone? No. But, but it's these people that like to be regimented, that are maybe coming off of one battle to another, and then they have something else that they kind of pad it with.
It's funny, in all the years, the amount of ex-drug addicts because it's like, for one, you get to use drugs if you choose to. Right. So in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm going to stab myself with this needle. That's cool. Like, it's a stimulant, right? Maybe not necessarily as in like a speed, but an endorphin, like, you know, and it's like, it's that like breeding ground for more. And that's another one that's like hard to control. Like, I've literally had conversations with guys at a camp one day at Rob and Dana's where he's like, yeah, I used to be a heroin addict, and then, you know, now this is my thing. And he goes, but I'm struggling to not just do more, just basically to stab myself. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's crazy as hell, like, to think about. Mm-hmm. Like, what?
Like you said,
yeah.
one
for the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you take somebody with an eating disorder, and then now you're going,
that's...
okay, you have to be very regimented with your food, and they're already regimented with their food to a degree of, you know, craziness, that now they've just subbed that for another one, and in their mind they're going, oh, well, I'm eating, it's healthy, but it's
about how they're coming when they come out of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the binge is normally, I mean,
mm-hmm.
I gained 35 pounds in 3 days. I had horizontal stretch marks like a pregnant chick after my first show because no one ever told me how to reverse diet. It was like, go eat. Fuck yeah, I'm going to go eat because I just lost 70 pounds to get ready for a show. And it was like, you know, mentally, I'm a head case now. Like, because I've just rebounded. I had abs 3 days ago, veins in my stomach. And now I look like, you know, I don't even know, like shit. Yeah. And it's like, what the hell? I don't have the genetics she has where she can look at a salad and lose 5 pounds. I'm like, I got to do cardio and like strict as hell to come down.
Yeah. Did you compete? So you competed bodybuilding?
Yeah, twice.
Wow. Are there divisions for men's? I cannot remember.
Yeah, so I was...
so there's weight classes.
My first show, I was light heavyweight.
Weight class.
Yeah. So that tops at 198 pounds, stage weight. And then the next one, I was heavyweight. But both shows, I'd gotten sick like the week before and just fell apart. So that's why I said, yeah, bodybuilding's not for me. Like, obviously not. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, no. And plus, I could go do it, but I'm like, I built like a gorilla. So it's like, I don't need to.
What's the class you should do someday? There is.
Told him he should do men's physique.
Yeah, what's the one where the guys are just like 300-400 pounds big? It's like you can get as big as you possibly can, and it doesn't matter. Like, they're huge; it's just swollen up. It's not C-Bum's class. It's I don't even remember.
Like open, like the open bodybuilding.
I think
like Big Ramy and all those dudes, like monsters. Yeah, God, yeah, those dudes are 300 pounds of just.
Solid, crazy
it's
muscle.
So uncomfortable being that big. Like, and granted, I've never been that big, but I've been like 280 in an okay shape. And you fucking walk up the stairs and you're like, dude, shoot me. It's like recovering from COVID every day. Like, I can't breathe. Like, it sucks. Like, what do I do? Yeah.
It sounds interesting because, well, and those guys have to be disciplined too. It's not like they're just eating 1,000 meals, but, you know, it's a whole nother. Like, you've got to work to maintain the size.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, I mean, we were just talking about it in the gym the other day. Like, so when we moved back, we hadn't trained in a few years, really.
A while. On and off.
Yeah,
we
like
had
very
nothing serious.
We spent more time drinking Coronas, floating in a pool, eating tacos, door dashing $1 million worth of food.
Charcuterie boards on Saturday.
Yeah, every weekend. The brewery's delivered out there, so that you could get anything. I could order growlers on the way home from work, and by the time I get there, ice cold growlers sitting on my.
Why do they not have this here?
Right. So it was bad. Like, and we both didn't realize, like, really gotten out of shape. Like, I knew I was getting there, and we walked.
I moved here and had to put on pants, and I was like, but they don't fit because I just was in a bikini. Floating in the pool, or put on yoga pants. Yoga pants fit everybody. And then I came here and it was freezing, and I was like, I got to put on jeans. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, we got a membership at Elite, and we came back the first day to work out. And I just had that harsh reality check in the mirror. And I was like, holy shit. And I lost 65 pounds within like 9 months. And I was like, okay, now I'm feeling better. And then I slowly put a little back on. But I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of over that fighting for it thing. Which some people tell me I'm stupid. Like, why not? But I'm just like, man, it's a lot of work. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Are you planning on doing another bodybuilding show anytime soon? Thinking about it?
I tossed it around. I am still this whole year still qualified for nationals because of my overall. Because I did a show last year. I did what did I do? Charlotte Cup. I did the Charlotte Cup. Took the overall after 10 years of not competing. Going back on the stage.
Dude, literally, I swear in 10 years that we were essentially gone, I will say 8 years of that time we did not work out. Like, intermittently, right? Yeah. She comes back for 1 year, and it is like...
just right back to it.
Yep. And everyone's like, what in the hell? And it's like, yeah, surprise.
Here you go.
Like, straight genetic gift. It's just...
also, mindset thing, like, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, dude, you could go do this, do that. But luckily, she's smart enough to go, yeah, I'm not going to turn myself into a dude to do it.
Yeah,
you know, that's where her class is at. It's like, come on. Like, man, a chick should not have receding hairlines. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, I know half of my head is shaved, but...
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't want to be like me.
Yeah, I don't want to look like you. I mean, I did figure as well. So I took first in my class in figure. I did figure and physique, and then I took the overall in physique first in my class in figure at the Charlotte Cup. So I still am. I don't know. To be 100% honest, I kind of don't want to compete in the Carolinas. Okay. I have no desire right this second. Just fitness stuff and just, people I don't care to be around. And so it's just, there's a lot of drama.
Yeah. With the small culture of it, it's like everyone's so tight together. You can't get away from certain XYZ because it's just there. So it's like, great. This is just going to uncork a whole bunch of shit that doesn't need to get uncorked. So why even put yourself in that position? Like, because at the end of the day, I hate to say it, a female is not making any money competing.
No.
I mean, maybe if you start OnlyFans and post feet pics, you might.
Maybe.
But I'm like, well, really though, like, there's no prize money for you. And okay, whoopee shit, you win $5,000. Okay, that's 2 months worth of food. Right. So, I mean, chicks don't get the big sponsor deals. Yeah. So it's like,
once you get to, if you were to get IFBB status, can you compete anywhere, or is that still you're locked into wherever you are living?
No, you can you can cross over. So it doesn't matter what you get your pro card in. If it's in physique, you can do, because I think Brie Marshall got hers in figure, and she's going to make a pro debut. Well, she already did her pro debut in figure a few years ago, year and a half ago maybe. Yeah. But now she's coming back in physique. So yeah.
So, those shows are all over the world too, the pro shows. So it's like you can kind of pick and choose, but
you have to make your way through North Carolina to get there.
Yeah, I mean,
not really. I mean, you can go to any local show in any of the states because they have them. I could go. Yeah, I go to Florida. I think most states have local shows for the NPC that you could go to. You don't have to compete here in the Carolinas. You don't have to do. I mean, Carolinas have Junior USA's, and do they have any other nationals?
Yeah, I think there's something.
Maybe. So, and then the other ones are in Pittsburgh and Jersey, and so they're kind of all over. So I'm not locked into a box here. I just
it's political a little bit, it's just
it's subjective.
Well, as you said, with that one bodybuilding show that you went to, I mean, that's clearly like judge bias.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's always the hard part with the industry, is what the flavor of the day is.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It's funny. You can look at the damn Olympia stage, and it's like every girl up there one year will have dark hair, and then every girl the next year will have blonde hair, and then they'll have wild haircuts the following year, and it's like, what the like? Follow the leader here. Like, come on, like, be yourself. Like, it's just.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Right now, Aiden is my youngest, is heavily in lacrosse, and we're kind of doing other things, and it takes a lot. It's very, very isolating to compete. So and focus on training clients, which is really where my passion lies. I stepped on that stage to prove a point. I think I did. Yeah. I think I proved a couple of points. And at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. I took what I did. I don't get to say I'm an IFBB pro, but at the end of the day, really, what is that?
Later in freaking
right?
Overall,
what does that mean anymore? Kind of, what do I get a gold star because I get to say that? I know who I am. I know what I've done, and I'm good with that. So.
I hate to say it, but most IFBB pros are working day jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to.
Oh, yeah,
you know
for sure.
So it's like, it's not like it's some luxurious lifestyle you all of a sudden acquire, right? It's not like you signed a freaking NFL contract where
and I'm making millions.
You're making $250,000 a year.
No. Strongman, power
right.
Thing, all those guys.
I get to change my IG stat.
It could be that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, nobody really gives a rip.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, because there's girls out there, freaking 5 million followers that have never done a damn thing. Right. So what does that matter?
Right. I totally agree.
So
plugs. What plugs you got? What do you want to tell the people about what you're doing? Either training or Instagram or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I have 2 Instagrams. You can follow my at the Iron Chick is my personal, but I do have ICF Performance, which is where I put all of my training stuff with my clients that will allow me to post. I'm going to do a little bit more on that one, but again, rehab therapy and athletic training really is my background. It's what I'm passionate about. So that's kind of my avenue where I'm going and sticking with. So.
Oh shit. Metal Monster Joe is my Instagram. I can't really post my work stuff anymore because I'm doing some government contract work. So it's kind of tough, which sucks, It's not like I have some huge following, but I post really boring fitness videos of myself. Sometimes like some welding, different stuff, but it's weird because I went from like posting really cool stuff, I thought, to now it's like, you can't post anything. And I'm like, shit. So, like, what do I do with my content? I'm like, I got 12,000 followers, I think, or something. And I'm like, what do I give them? I got nothing. Like, I'm like, I can only do so many Throwback Thursdays. Like, and it's like, I'm out of them. So now it's like, I'll go days without posting. And I'm like, I need content. Like, so which is cool, though, doing stuff like this. It gives me some stuff. And it's like, I'm trying to actually find some people I can mentor because I've done a bunch with kids, like young adults that are struggling to find a career path, or I actually got a text message from a kid that I grew up with. He's, was a little kid, like 3-4 years old. And he's like, I'm 27 now. And I'm like, what the hell? And he goes, I need help. I want to do what you're doing. And it's like, okay, kind of cool. Like, I got to text you. Like, give me your phone number. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
You're sponsored by a couple of different companies, Norse Fitness as well, right?
I do some stuff with Norse. I wouldn't say sponsored, but I dig what they have going on, man. Andy's doing a good job with keeping it real. His podcast it's pretty solid. So he's got some stuff in the works. So I'm like, all right, man, let's see what we got going on. So Black Flies Eyewear. They've been homies for a long time.
Fly family for life.
I don't have a discount code, but
well, their sunglasses are rad, and they're made in Southern California.
Yep. Nice. So it's a wild group, man. There's a lot of boobs on their Instagram, so
There you go.
if you're interested or into that kind of thing, you might want to look them up. Flies.com, you know.
Cutler Nutrition, Jay Cutler, yeah, 4-time Mr. Olympia. Yeah. So yeah, anything Cutler Nutrition. I do have a code, Iron Chick. So if you go on their website, you could use Iron Chick as a code.
I forgot. I got a code too at Norse. It's Joe.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the discount is, but I know people have used it and they've saved money. So
right there you go.
I forgot about that.
Awesome. Rebecca and Joe, thank you so much for
man.
letting me do this with you guys. This was awesome. I really appreciate you guys sharing your story. This was fascinating.
Probably way longer than you expected.
Yeah.
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 All right. Thanks for having us.